I just finished watching every single pre-fight press conference for UFC 306, and today I wanted to make this video and dive into the fighter headspaces a little bit to get to know, even from just a betting perspective or as just a fan, where these fighters are at mentally, because this matters when it comes to predicting fights, when it comes to even if you want to bet on fights. We're going to take a look at a couple fighters today. Now, there were two fighters I wanted to take a look at today, both Ode Osbourne and Sean O'Malley. These timestamps will be there if you'd like to skip to either fighter. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Guys, let's start with Ode Osbourne, and the reason why I'm not diving into all of the rest of the fighters here, because pretty well, every single fighter got asked the same question, and same set of questions, excuse me, and they were just basically talking about the sphere, how the fighters are feeling going into it, their predictions for Sean versus Merab. I almost said for Sean versus O'Malley. But anyways, to talk about Ode Osbourne, I don't think, and I could be wrong about this, I've never seen personally a press conference when it comes to Ode Osbourne, so it was really cool to see him come down and get to know Ode Osbourne a little bit, because I've been a fan of his work in the octagon for a very long time. I've been talking about how I believe him to be a very, very underrated fighter, but Ode Osbourne sat down and he was nothing but respectful to his opponent, the UFC, and most importantly, he's happy and grateful for what he has in the UFC, and I think it's a really good spot to be as content where he is, and also he is in a must-win situation, so I would imagine that he is approaching this the proper way. He spoke about walking the streets with no shoes. I don't know exactly what that means, aside from, like, he was probably homeless at one point. So it's really cool to see some guy coming down, like, taking in being on the main card, and really, really happy, grateful for the UFC. I always love it when fighters are like that. And typically, I have a problem about how I feel about this, okay? Because the dude, there's no question that he could fight. But the big problem that we've had with Ode Osbourne is he needs to work on the ground game. Nobody asked him any questions about that, so that's a little bit of an issue, but I do like the fact that Ode Osbourne sat down, was super respectful, and was really excited to be on the main card of the sphere. He was kind of taking it all in. He was talking about just his training, his life. Ode Osbourne, in general, is in a really good place, but there still are questions about specific aspects to his game, like, for example, working against takedowns and submission defense, like, things like that, but then again, he won't necessarily have to worry about that in this fight. I just really had a good feeling taking away from Ode Osbourne, and I honestly hope he performs, because have been a big fan of the guy's fight style, what he does in the octagon, and it was cool to get to know him more as a person. Actually, he talked about a podcast he had. I had no idea that he had a podcast. I'm going to be checking that out for sure. But now, guys, let's talk about Sean O'Malley. So, of course, Sean O'Malley is kind of echoing the same thing that we've seen from him, although I do believe this is amplified just a little bit, because Sean O'Malley now is the reigning defending champion. He's just coming off of an insanely dominant performance. Not that his other fights haven't been dominant, of course. You get the point that I'm saying. Like, he's becoming more of a star. He's becoming more of a serious fighter, and I don't mean that, again, as in Sean O'Malley wasn't any of those things, but you get my point, okay? He came in. He's confident. He's ready, and most importantly, he's excited for the future, and he's not overlooking his opponent. I think this is a really, really good thing for Sean O'Malley. He is mapping out his game plan to be the biggest star in the UFC, to be bigger than Conor, and I think he's doing a great job so far, man. He is really focused on improving himself. He's focused on Merab as an opponent, but at the same time, he's also looking at the bigger picture of things. So this dude is just laser focused into success, and honestly, that's why I've kind of changed my tune on Sean O'Malley a little bit, because it's really a respectable attitude to have. Like, I really, really like the way that he's going about things in the UFC right now. Excuse me, my little one's next to me over here. But anyways, the other thing that was really important with Sean O'Malley is that he said that he's living a championship life, where all he does is train, recover, and play Call of Duty. Call of Duty with the recovering, of course. But anyways, it's a little bit of a way to wind down. The dude's taking his training seriously. He wants to live like a champion. So he is mapping out his future, but he's taking this moment in each opportunity and each fight that he has so seriously. As a fighter, I've felt good about Sean O'Malley for a very, very long time, and this only kind of affirmed my beliefs about him. I'm feeling really good about Sean O'Malley. He's confident. He's ready to go. His training camp went well, as opposed to the Aljamain Sterling one. He's ready for the ground defense. He's working as hard as he could possibly can. He wants to be a champion. He wants to be the biggest star in the UFC, and I think he will be doing that, guys. Let me know if you had any other takeaways from any fighters. I'd love to hear it in the comments down below. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Check out the full card breakdown to the entire card right here, guys. I would love to have you over there. Take care, everybody.